name is Paul Engel. I'm the director of the Brockton Public Library. On behalf of the foundation, on behalf of the library trustees, and the staff of the Brockton Public Library, I welcome you all to the Brockton Public Library tonight. Thank you. And I also welcome you to this event called Voices of Diversity, Voices of America. Tonight, 18 Massachusetts poets representing 18 languages and dialects from across the world are gathered here to celebrate their heritage. We are going to celebrate tonight a night of diversity, celebrate a night of our heritage, and celebrate being American. Before we get going, I would like to thank some people. Primarily, I'd like to thank Vicente's Grocery, especially Brian Vicente. He's providing refreshments for the event. They are upstairs in the art gallery. For those of you who don't know where the art gallery is, if you take the stairs in the back up, or these stairs, and go to this corner over here, there's a gallery. There'll be food in there. Help yourself during the event. We're going to be loose tonight, so don't worry about getting up and grabbing a bite if you're hungry. We'd also like to thank Jason Baptiste for the visuals that you see, the background behind me, the various lighting that we have. Jason's done a great job, and we'd like to thank him very much. Finally, I would like to thank Mark Lindy, who's to my left. He is the Brockton Community Access Television person. He runs that. He's also a Massachusetts Community College professor, and he's also, most importantly, the chairman of the Library Board of Trustees for the Brockton Public Library. Mark is also going to be hosting the event tonight, hosting this evening of inclusion, acceptance, and what makes us Americans. We have poets who are professors from Brandeis, Massasoit, Bunker Hill Community College, Brockton Architectural College, and the Endicott College. We have local poets from Brockton. We have poets from across Massachusetts here. They are all here to celebrate this opportunity to honor their heritage and stand proudly as Americans. The threads of our ancestors weave their way to Brockton tonight and to the Brockton Public Library for a night of celebration, a night of inclusion, and a night to celebrate what makes us all Americans. Finally, a bit of housekeeping. We have bathrooms to my left, to your right. There are keys up on the counter that will open the bathroom doors. Again, feel free to help yourselves. That's what I have to say. I'm feeding back a little bit, so I'm going to play sound man while Mark gets us going as the host of the event. Mark Lindy.
Boy, it's nice to see everybody here tonight on a Friday night here in downtown Brockton. I'm excited about this. I will ask for your forgiveness ahead of time. The one thing that I did not do well in college was any other language, unfortunately. So I will do my best with the pronunciations, and if I make a mistake, I'm sorry ahead of time. So, as Paul said, 18 poets from throughout Massachusetts, 18 languages and dialects. That's actually amazing as far as I'm concerned. My dad's native language was Spanish. He was born in Havana, Cuba. And I lived in Miami, Florida for 2 years. If I spoke Spanish, you would have never seen me back in Brockton. I love it. I love all the food, though. I hope we have some food upstairs like that. So we're going to start right off with the poetry, with the poets. And first, we have a poet who's going to speak in French. It's Meso Fofana. Meso is a 15-year-old Brockton High School student. And he was quoted as saying, "With my words, I can transcend time and transmit my emotions to existence from any time." Very profound. So, Mason.
I'm Mesu and I'm kind of nervous, but I'm here. Okay. My poem will be in French, and the title is Ce que le monde veut que tu vois. Tu sois juste un écrivain, une plume et un folio. Je suis un poète, enfin j'aspire à en être un. Pour ce faire, je dois écrire, parce que c'est ce à quoi mon existence est vouée. Et c'est ce que je fais. Je prends ma plume et j'écris. Pourtant, mes mots ne satisfont pas ma vue. J'efface puis réécris, cette fois avec plus de force, plus de vie. Je déborde puis me résigne. Les mots en cage sont difficiles. Avec ces barres de fer qui ne sont guère dociles, organiser des vers devient pire qu'une guerre civile. Je n'y arrive pas et je me perds. Comme espoir, je me dis, laisse ta plume aller, laisse ton imagination couler. Mais dans cette course de vitesse, le contrôle de ma bête je perds, hors de ma monture, je me retrouve. J'abandonne, dépose mon stylo et oublie tous ces mots. Juste un stylo, n'est-ce pas? Un instrument éphémère, uniquement utile lorsque je me meurs lentement. Je suis le griot qui voit sa vie raccourcir, tendant un peu plus vers la mort à chaque syllabe. C'est si ironique, paradoxal. Je suis assassinée en commettant un suicide. Pourtant, j'écris, j'écris, j'écris. C'est ma raison, c'est ma vie, c'est mon rôle. Mon sang se déverse au fil des mots, qui ne sont que cellules cancérigènes de mon métabolisme. Je pleure, je crie, j'écris, mais personne n'entend mes cris. D'un coup, l'on efface mon sang, d'un coup, l'on le déverse plus vivement. Ne lui accordant guère l'importance qu'il mérite. Je n'existe alors que pour me mourir, périr de mon propre souvenir. Ainsi, j'oublie ces lamentations, acceptant d'être ce que je suis vouée à être, un instrument sans vie. Plus un champ de bataille qu'une feuille de papier, ma pureté me définit et ma raison d'exister est de me la retirer. On me blesse, je pleure, me soigne, puis me reblesse. Par cette encre qui se déverse sur moi, hiéroglyphe moderne de ces temps, je ne suis que simple feuille de papier qui s'écrivent sur ma peau, naguère si chasse, souée à la vitesse de mots, taches de sang, s'écrasant sur le bout de tissu que je suis. Comme toujours, homme inonde, de cette couleur immonde, sans vigueur, car il est moral, je veux dire normal, de me tacher, de me souiller. Il n'y a pas de mal, voyons. Pourquoi cesser? Ce monde avare ne m'accorde qu'un pouvoir que je pense, du moins fonde, un empire, une dynastie, un chef-d'œuvre, des osmondes, car je suis féconde, je veux dire seconde, dans cette machine ronde. Je ne sers alors qu'à faire voir ce que l'on me propose de dévoiler, ce que l'on me fait porter, me retirant toute possibilité de refuser, car ma personne, rien n'a jamais signifié. Ainsi, pour m'opposer à cette normalité, j'ai voulu faire le choix de faire entendre ma voix, cette voix qui est la mienne, restée silencieuse depuis bien des temps avant cette époque contemporaine. Encore une fois, ma tentative ne fut que dérisoire, car l'on ne me laissa guère la chance de prendre ma propre défense. Ainsi, je mourus vivante dans cette vie qui est la mienne, convoitée lorsque pure, admirée lorsque souhaitée, et jetée lorsque couverte de censure. Je suis remplie pour être vue, comme belle, comme attirante. Astrea devient Aphrodite et mes vérités jamais dites. Avec le temps, plus rien je ne sens. J'oublie et laisse parler en silence la douleur éteint mon cœur. Je suis un poète. Enfin, je crois. Pourtant, je n'arrive pas à écrire. Mes talents d'écrivain, je pense, sont très contestables. Un stylo et une feuille ne suffisent pas pour créer un poème. Et malheureusement, une inspiration ne se fait pas sur commande. Je suis nauséeuse de mon incapacité. Mes pensées, si restreintes, sont si insupportables. Pour libérer mes émotions emprisonnées, je m'endormis au son de mon cœur, murmurant les tintements d'une berceuse. N'essaie pas d'être Victor Hugo lorsque tu peux tout simplement être toi. Arrête d'être Baudelaire alors que ce que tu préfères, c'est d'être un papillon gambadant au son du vent. Alors, elle ouvre les yeux, réalise que le monde et les cieux, les terres et les fleuves n'étaient rien de plus que paroles mielleuses. La vérité étant seulement moi, mon stylo et ma feuille. Alors, dans un dernier gémissement de douleur, la dernière goutte de ma vitalité souille les dernières traces de ma pureté, inexistante dans ma beauté. J'ai écrit ce poème, je vous l'ai lu. Pourtant, lorsque je l'écrivais, je n'avais pas entendu les pleurs de ma plume et de mon folio. En tant que poète, je n'existe que d'eux. Et en moi coule un sang d'encre dans des veines de papier, relié à un cœur d'écrivain qui perdrait sa raison sans ses éternels messagers. Tout comme le soleil se lève pour se coucher, ma plume et mon encre sont pour se mourir, et mes écrits pour naître de leurs cendres. Merci.
Merci is the only word that I know. You did great. 15 years old and amazing. 3 years of French did not help me, but thank you very much. Oh, you're going to do English too? I did not know that. Thank you.
Okay. I'll do my best. The title is What the World Wants You to Be. Just a poet, a pen, and a sheet of paper. I am a poet. At least I aspire to be one. To do so, I have to write, because that's what my being is for. And that's what I do. I take my pen and I write, yet my words don't satisfy my sight. I erase and rewrite, this time with more life, more might. I overflow and resign myself. Caged words are difficult to arrange. Respecting iron bars limits and organizing tumultuous lines and verses turn into agony, misery. I sit and retry. I can't do it and I get lost. I say to myself, let your pen go. Then on my paper, I let my imagination flow. But in this speed race, the control of my horse I lose, and I found myself off my mount. I'm giving up, it's not my style, I say it again. So I put my pen down and forget all those words. Just a pen, right? That's what I am, an ephemeral instrument, useful only when I'm slowly dying. I am the griot who sees his life shortened, leaning toward death a little more each syllable. It's so ironic. I write, that's my role, my life. My blood so precious, spills over words, erased in a stroke, never receives the importance it deserves. So I forget and give up. These lamentations, accepting what I'm meant to be, a lifeless instrument. More a battlefield than a piece of paper. I am the one who's made of purity and drowned by blood. My reason to exist is to lose it. I cry, I'm hurt, then healed, then hurt again by this ink poured on me, inscribing these modern hieroglyphics on my skin, soullessly chased, now staying at word speed. Drop of blood crushing on the simple paper that I am. Flooded with this color, full without vigor, because it's moral, I mean normal. To stain me, no harm's done, why stop? This war avaricious grant me only the power to lay, at least build an empire, a masterpiece, a dynasty, bones, because I'm second in the worries of this round machine. I only serve to show what I'm meant to display, to suffuse the image of what I'm made to wear. Withdrawing any opportunity to refuse because of my person, no one cares. So to oppose this unwanted normality, I made the choice to make heard my voice, this voice of mine, stay silenced long ago before this contemporary time. But once again, my attempt was only vain, because I wasn't given the chance to speak, to take my own defense. I died alive in this life that is mine, coveted when pure, admired when defiled, enthroned when done. With time, I stopped feeling anything, everything, nothing. I am filled to be seen as beautiful, as attractive. Astria become Aphrodite, and me no longer exist. I forget and let speak the pain in silence. No one hears death. I am a poet. Am I? My talent as a writer, I feel, is questionable. A pen and a paper are not enough to create a poem, and inspiration, unfortunately, are not man-made. Unable to write, I am sickened by my incapacity, and my heart tenderly whispered to my ears the jingles of a lullaby. Don't try to be Maya Angelou when you can simply be you. Don't try to be Baudelaire when what you prefer is to be a butterfly frolicking in the sky. So she opens her eyes, blinked and sees the words and the skies, the land and the seas are nothing more than lies. The truth only was me, my pen, and my piece of paper. In the last groan of pain, the last drops of vitality, the last trace of purity no longer remains. As a poet, I only exist thanks to my pen and my folio. In me flows a blood of ink through veins of paper, connected to the heart of a writer, which would lose its function without its eternal messengers. Just as sun rises to set, my paper and my ink are to die, and my writing to rise from the ashes. Thank you.
Wow, that's all I can say. And you can breathe now. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. If you're this good at 15, you're going to be a superstar. So we're going to go to our next poet, Luisa Clarisi. Luisa's stories and poetry have been published in literary anthologies and magazines including Best New England Crime Stories, Carolina Woman, and Muddy River Poetry Review. Welcome, Luisa. Sure.
I talk a lot with my hands, so it wouldn't work. Hello, friends. This first one I'm going to read is for my father, who came over from Scotland when he was 5 years old. And his whole family, they lost so much, they left so much of who they were back in Scotland to become something new here. And to me, that's what diversity is all about. This is called Cookie Day. The cottage appeared to float in the gray mist of Aberdeen. When the old front door swung open, he was embraced by the warmth of the kitchen. The house was drafty and damp. But on Cookie Day, the room simmered with comfortable sweetness. His mother's dark hair held back in a bun, her hands on the tattered apron. Flour dusted like spring snow on the wooden counters. 4 brothers and sisters huddle close to the fire on this rain-smudged afternoon. He could barely remember anything now about that first home in Scotland, only the cookie day once a month, and the journey, a big ship that lifted them across the water to this new and strange land of America. Everything seemed so far away. Family, country, memories, hunger. And now, 70 years later, his old hands hold the cookie his daughter has just baked for him. Such a different kitchen, stainless steel, modern machines, the scent of strong coffee dripping in a glass pot, and the same sweetness, shortbread, apricot jam. His daughter and grandchild gleefully spoon batter on the gleaming pans. The oven heats up the room with a remembrance of an old fire. He imagines his mother watching them from another world. Recalling all this between one bite and the next, worlds rest lightly between cookie crumbs. He reaches for one more. This next one, my mother also had some Eastern European, Polish, Ukrainian, and English in her family, and this is based on one of her relatives. It's called The Red Harp. Monday, Eula walks to the Ukrainian credit union. Excited, she starts a job in her new home. Even though she has a master's degree, in America, she is stupid. Eula makes coffee for Mr. Keener, sweeps the backroom floor, scrubs the toilet with a silver-tone brush, feels blessed to have a paycheck at end of day. After work on Tuesday, she meets Carla and Sergi at Mickey D's, eats the biggest piece of meat ever set before her, decides she likes ketchup, smiles with her new friends, even though there is no reason to smile. She feels idle and rich and decadent. She orders fries, misses home. Wednesday, Eula walks in the park at lunch break, watches children swoop higher and higher on the swings, sees teenagers doing what they call the hip-hop. She doesn't want to notice the old men drinking in dark corners, but the shadows are more vivid than the light. Beside the pond, she stops, bites into her apple, gazes at the ducks swimming in a row, notices that nothing is in a row anymore. Thursday, Eula is tired and real American cranky. Thinks she will never see her father and sister again. Remembers the tomato plants in her grandpapa's garden. She pours tomato soup from a can into chipped brown bowl. Wishes to taste her mama's cabbage broth and black bread. She is hungrier than she's ever been, is sad that paradise feels so empty, can't sleep. The future looms over her shoulder, casting darkness on the moon. Friday, Eula goes to the fish market to buy herring and cod and limes, but they have no herring today. She sits alone at dusk, studies English by candlelight, wants to write letters, hear a familiar word, but no one is home. No one answers her plea for help. She is invisible in a city jungle, only wants to hide in long ago dream. Saturday, Eula unpacks the red harp, plucks the strings, hears her grandmama's voice singing in her mind. She questions what she is doing here in this strange wonderland. The music warms her, shakes her mind loose. Sunday, she is lonely, asks herself who she has become. Her papa was a fisherman, mother a seamstress, but who is Eula? She recalls Mama saying, go to a better life. Have courage, Eula. On a rainy Monday morning, she walks to the Ukrainian credit union. Stepping in puddles, she is chilled and sad. A white cat peers from a window, glares at her, and is gone. Eula stops at the post office, but there is nothing waiting for her. She imagines her family smiles when they think of her. Living in this land of opportunity, she keeps walking, holds her head up high. Thank you.
Thank you. Very expressive. I enjoyed it. Let's go to the next person. And now I need to get glasses, which I don't have. Okay, so Rena Espaillat. Close. Thank you. Rena has published 10 full-length books and 3 chapbooks comprising poetry, essays, and short stories in both English and Spanish. Welcome.
I love the fact that poetry works in all directions, goes backward and forward in time, and does pretty much anything you want it to do. So I'm going to read in 2 directions. First, a poem composed in English with its Spanish translation, and then a poem that I wrote in Spanish with its English translation. This is bodega, which of course means grocery. And I happened to pass one in New York City on Jamaica Avenue, and the smell did this. It pulled me into the place because it was a Spanish bodega, and it smelled like my grandmother's kitchen. Bitter coffee, musty beans, caramel and guava jam, rice and sausage, nippy cheese, saffron, anise, honey, ham, rosemary, oregano, clove, allspice, and bacalao. 50 years have blown away. Childhood falls around me now. Childhood and another place where the tang of orange sweets, golden on the vendor's tray, drifts like laughter through the streets. Memory is filament, weaving what I am. Bitter coffee, musty beans, caramel, and guava jam. And here it is in Espanol, bodega. Café amargo, frijol seco, guayaba y caramelón, salchicha, arroz, queso criollo, anís, azafrán, miel, jamón, clavo, orégano y romero, malagueta y bacalao. 50 años en un soplo. Mi niñez vuela en el vaho de jalea de chinas, oro en la batea del pulpero, que se esparce como risas por callejuela y sendero. Los recuerdos son hilazas, me tejen de lo que son. Café amargo, frijol seco, guayaba y caramelón. Now that one was about the past, but now I'm going to read one about the future because I love to talk to people who are not here yet. They're good company. And this one was composed first in Spanish, so I'm going to read the Spanish first and then the English. Para mi tataranieto, el astro pionero. Tú, fulanito, que por los caminos de mi sangre te lanzas al futuro, dime si te llevas los 1000 sabores del viento, la voz del río, las lenguas de musgo y helecho que cantan la tierra. ¿Y dónde dejaste la lluvia? Que no se te pierda, ni el gemir de la gaviota en su desierto azul, ni esas estrellas tibias como caricias que no encontrarás en tus noches de acero. Fíjate que no te falten mariposas. Apréndete el color de las horas y toma que en esta cajita de huesos te dejo el perfume de los mares. I want to clarify one point. This is titled For My Great-Great-Grandson, the Space Pioneer, but I don't have one yet. Old is old, but this is ancient. Okay, so for my great-great-grandson, the Space Pioneer. You, what's your name? Who down the byways of my blood are hurtling toward the future. Tell me if you've packed the 1,000 flavors of the wind, the river's voice, the tongues of moss and fern singing the earth. And where have you left the rain? Careful, don't lose it. Nor the moon of the seagull in her blue desert, nor those stars, warm as caresses, you will not find again in your nights of steel. Watch that you don't run short of butterflies. Learn the colors of the hours. And here, in this little case of bones, I've left you the perfume of the sea.
Next up, we are going to go to Cape Verdean Creole. We have Euclides Guibault. I hope I did that okay. Had a little rehearsal ahead of time. Euclides was born in Cape Verde and received his Master of Arts in Education in 2012. He has been writing poetry since he was 17 years old and has written several poems and articles that were published in many different magazines. Welcome.
Hi, good night, everybody. I started writing this poem 2 days ago and I finished it this morning. I want to thank my wife who gave me some ideas, thoughts, feelings. So I'm gonna do it first in Cape Verdean Creole, then I'm gonna do it in English. Kenya Kemi, bupo de consciência panha rosto, bupo de consciência panha sangue, bupo de consciência panha andar, bupo de consciência panha cor de pele. Sim papi alto, buta consciência. Se inclina, buta julgam panha fé. Se usa certas roupas, bu pode identificar. Se bojam com a família, bu te interroga sobre a cultura e a raça. Quer ser luz que te ilumina todo alguém. Quer dividir a comida com bo, para onde que vai. Quer conche, quer conco, bu porta e abriu de mel também. Quer mostrou que nesse mundo não deve ser sabão de companheiro. Depois de bucões e retrato dentro de mim e fora de mim, pouco a pouco você reconhece minha identidade cultural. Thank you. English. Who am I? Can you know me by my face? Can you know me by my blood? Can you know me by my walking? Can you know me by my skin color? If I speak loudly, you may recognize me. If I bend over, you may judge my fate. If I wear certain clothes, you may identify me. If you see me with my family, you may question about my ethnicity or culture. I wanted to be the light that may light up everybody. I wanted to share my food with you wherever I go. I wanted to knock your door and open mine to you. I wanted to show you that in this world we should be soap to each other. By taking a long walk around my inside and outside picture, little by little, you may recognize my cultural identity. Thank you.
Just a few days, huh? That's amazing. Next, we have Greek. Philip Hassouris, who was one of the people that put this whole thing together, is a proud Brockton poet, author of 3 books of poetry, poetry coordinator, and host of the Brockton Library Poetry Series, Everyone Has a Voice. Philip.
Μη με αφήνεις. Είμαι το βότσολο στην άμμο, εσύ το νερό που κυλάει απάνω μου. Είμαστε μαζί τη στιγμή, είμαστε το συνδυημένο στοιχείο της ύπαρξης. Η γη με περιμένει, το νερό τρέχει. Ο αέρας ελευθερώνεται. Είσαι μαζί μου στη σκέψη, είσαι μαζί μου στην ύπαρξη, είμαι μόνος. Αλλά όχι σήμερα. Σε εγγίζω. Είσαι σάρκα, σε φιλώ. Είμαστε υγροί, σε χάνω. Εγώ χάνομαι. Ο καρδιακός ρυθμός ηρεμοντίναμε, ηρεμία. Νιώθω λεπτίο ομίχλη στην απλοκίνηση του κλάματος, βυθισμένος σε ανανούς δικές σκιές. Τα άπλα μου ριάουν μέσα από αέρα, συλλαμβάνοντας αναμνήσεις. Ενανών τα χέρια μου για να πιω. Δίψα δεν έχω πλέον, είμαι μόνος. Αλλά όχι σήμερα. Είμαι μια σογονό στο ονικρόν ανών. Εσύ είσαι ο γλαζιός ουρανός που βλέπει πάνω μου. Ανατακλάσεις το φως και τον αέρα. Χορός. Κλείνω τα μάτια μου. Ονειρεύομαι. Είμαστε μαζί σε αυτή τη στιγμή. Είμαστε το συνδυημένο στοιχείο της ύπαρξης. Είμαι το ριζωμένο δέντρο στο πνεύμα τη ζωή. Εσύ είσαι τα φύλλα που στα κλαδιά μου άνοιξε καλοκαίρι φινόπυρον. Πέφτω. Σε ανασούς χειμώνας είμαι μόνος. Ο γλυκλός ηχών των πουλιών εξοδράζεται. Πέφτω στο άπριο δάκρυα. Σου πεις καλύπτουν τα μάτια μου που έφυγες συντροφού μου. Η γη με περιμένει. Το νερό τρέχει. Ο αέρας ελευθερώνεται. Είσαι μαζί μου. Είμαστε μαζί. Σε είμαι μόνος, αλλά όχι σήμερα. Do not leave me. I am the pebble and sand. You are the water that slides over me. We are together in the moment. We are the connected element of being. The earth receives, and the water recalls, and the air releases. You are with me in thought, you are with me in being. I am alone, but not today. I touch you. You are flesh. I kiss you. We are wet. I lose you. I lose me. Heartbeat slows, hushed serenity. I feel delicate mist in the simplistic movement of crying, immersed in keepsake shadows. My arms flow through the still air, catching memories. I cup my hands and drink you in. Thirst no longer. I am the droplet in ocean. You are the sky blue that watches over me. Reflections, light, and air dancing. I close my eyes, dreaming. We are together in this moment. We are the connected element of being. I am the tree rooted in life's spirit. You are the leaves of my branches, spring, summer, fall. I fall into winter's abyss. I am alone. Sweet sounds of birds fade. I lie distant. Tears of silence blanket my eyes. Emptiness, my companion. The earth receives. The water recalls. The air releases. You are with me. We are together. I am alone. But not today.
Great job, Philip. We're going to go to, I believe, Haitian Creole. So let me see if I can do this right. Jean Dany Joaquin. Jean Dany was the Cambridge Poet Populist from 2009 to 2011 and the current poet in residence in the First Church in Cambridge. Is also an author of short stories and plays. He created the Many Voices Project, a series of readings and follow-up poetry workshops. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you. Immigrant. Moi c'est petite lamé. Moi c'est petite chancan. Moi c'est petite poésie. Moi sorti dans triple la joie. Moi c'est grand la cou. Moi pas gen lisier. M'sais parole sans chapeau. M'sais l'espoir qu'en ballon braille. M'sais tempête la pluie. M'sais kounye. M'sais saoué. M'pap fait yon pakita. Yon panago. Immigrant. I am from the ocean. I am from sugar cane. I am from writing poetry. I am from happiness. I am words with no curves. I am the mainland with no boundaries. I am hope tinted with shadow. I am heavy rain. I am here. I am now. I am staying. This poem, this is when the immigrant celebrates himself, his life as an immigrant. And in the next poem, this is where the immigrant's life is full of lamentation, of hardship and difficult things. This poem is called Lament 26. Lament 26. You never asked me why I came, but you simply call me immigrant. It never crosses your mind that the choice was never mine. You will never know the sacrifices. All that we own was sold to secure me the crossing ticket. I was the household's only hope. Yes, You sure don't know that so numerous were my dreams. I saw a vibrant land and us living well. I saw joy, respect, and equity. I saw peace. Father had already vanished as so many neighbors. There was a full hunt for young folks the regime tagged as enemies. You will never know the burden when all bets are on you, as you are sent forward alone in the vast open world. You never ask why I came, you simply call me immigrant. Mother and sister cried when I left. I held my tears to end theirs. Here too, you don't know. Many times I held my tears. When grandma passed, I couldn't go. My papers were still in process. I am sorry you don't know how dreadful staring constantly at abundance when knowing that your people struggle simply to get by. I am sorry you were never told that long before I came, your conquerors occupied us and left chaos behind. You never asked why I came. You call me immigrant because of my language, because I still speak of home, because I wander the streets, because of my early morning prayers, because I am at your school, because I am at your work, because I dare to be. It never crosses your mind that the choice was never mine. Thank you.
Hopes and dreams. Just making sure I'm in the right place. Also, Haitian Creole, Jocelyn Joseph. Jocelyn is a current resident right here in the city of Brockton, the city of champions. He was born in Haiti and is a multi-talented man who lives to serve wherever he goes. He is also a poet and a writer. Welcome, Jocelyn.
Very happy to be here with you this time. Unity and diversity. Diversity and unity, to Ekalomai, proves an old language. Those insights tell us diversity and unity are usable models. Since everyone does not know the value of diversity, celebrate in our university. I see a golden touch that holds unity and diversity. How beautiful when they are familiar. Unity to create, diversity on earth is a singular destiny. Where we born to be oasis to one another. Feel comfortable with us. Purposeful object falling from the sky without basis. Aren't we designed like flow, subject of nature, all on diversity, or we will carry the course of exclusion. Grow and revolutionize, not without unity as it is in nature. Applaud diversity and human culture. Bonds hold each other tight. No limitation to the other. Learn the sciences and human culture. I am losing my mind. Learn. A brain that registers hears to hear and is, but can't see the value of diversity. Embrace unity and diversity. There must be a hard condition to hold unaccountable. When ignoring unity and diversity, unity is ego, progress. Diversity among us should be the basis like nature is foundation. We lack nothing when you unite and diversity. One finger or even two, do not eat okra. 5 fingers, grab it and hold a branch unit like bricks. A blessed unity like a rainbow. Vital colors of diversity like nature creating and God's enhancing spirit. Unity make us strong and diversity give us confidence. Thank you. Thank you. My Creole. Parler causement unité qui m'a connaît avec diversité, t'as voulu sembler un petit parole droite et gauche. Et pourtant, semblait qu'il quelques monde qui t'a voulu faire me comprendre que gagne un petit rapproche. La vie c'est une merveille. En pile monde pas connaît valeur. Y a joué sans réserve pour faire bamboche. Faut que nous prenions temps pour calculer qui ça au juste qui sous li avant lui-même tenir qu'on entoche. Pas gagne aucun monde qui tombe brip sous coup sur la terre. Sans origine, sans histoire, sans mission. Droit pour développement et progrès, sinon l'humanité t'a poté en quoi. Depuis étape petit bébé qui n'a couchette, t'es déjà gen babouket pour mettre en bas la loi. Comme quoi dire, faut gen bonnes conditions pour qu'aimer les hommes en bas gros force pouvoir. Les hommes traversent plusieurs étapes. Petit bébé, petit moun, petit jeune, grandette et puis vieux grand moun. Cerveau cap enregistré. On nous prend exemple. Combien d'os, squelettes, qui système qui dans commun, toute science qui dans un grand monde. Cerveau cap enregistré, 2 yeux cap faire photo, 2 pieds, 2 mains, une tête dans tout le monde. Chaque jour porter la sagesse avec l'expérience pour fonctionner, lutter pour nous sauver le monde. On protéger la nature, respirer bon l'air naturel, manger organique pour qu'un santé chic. Unité égale progrès. Et puis, diversité égale plusieurs choix qui baillent liberté culturelle et socio-économique. Yon doit pas manger qu'à la loup, mais 5 doit être qu'à prendre un point. Unité qu'à coller une tant brique. Bon Dieu bénit l'unité, li bonne toute couleur dans la ciel. L'homme, ciel, pour pillaille, c'est pour public. Quelquefois, les hommes oublient ces familles. Yon minute, nous disparaître, qu'on coup d'éclair dans l'horizon. Vivre dans l'unité, c'est supporter diversité. Faiblesse la chair, cause ignorance les hommes, cap si bien humiliation. Suspendre sacrifier diversité. Ensemble, on nous consolider l'unité. Yon force l'amour tout bon. On tire l'orgueil. Bravo célébration pour bon Dieu qui bénit bon et mauvais sans distinction. C'est l'unité fait nous sentir nous jam, diversité ben nous confidence. Merci.
Next up, Cantonese. Christina Liu, I hope I said it right. Christina holds a Bachelor of Arts in Writing, Literature, and Publishing, and an MFA in Creative Writing from Emerson College. Formerly an ESL counselor and translator, she is currently an academic advisor and writing instructor at Boston Architectural College. Welcome, Christina.
Thank you all so much. I was initially nervous, and I still am, but more importantly, I am really humbled and really inspired to be here. So thank you to everyone in this room. I'm actually going to start with one poem by the archetypal and classic poet Li Po. I feel like it's very fitting for poetry and for this event. One, because I am translating it from the Chinese into Cantonese. And secondly, because the title of the poem is called Drinking Alone with the Moon. Drinking alone with the moon. From a pot of wine amongst the flowers, I drank alone. There was no one with me till, raising my cup, I asked the bright moon to bring me my shadow and make us three. Alas, the moon was unable to drink, but my shadow tagged me vacantly. But still for a while I had these friends to cheer me through the end of spring. I sang. The moon encouraged me. I danced. My shadow tumbled after. As long as I knew we were boon companions, and then I was drunk and we lost one another. Shall goodwill ever be secure? I watched the long road on the river of stars. 我同月亮飲酒，我攞個花樽飲酒，一個人飲酒，冇人陪我。但係呢，我用我杯，我問個月亮，個月亮好乾，唔該，我哋係三個人，唔係一個人。但我嘅音朋友，我嘅音跟住我。我有啲朋友，少少時間，對春天唔係冬天。我唱歌，個月亮想我唱歌。我跳舞，個月亮跟我。我知道我哋係好好朋友，有伴。咁我醉咗啊！我唔見咗佢。我哋點樣揾好朋友？我哋點樣揾好運？我見嗰長路有河有星。Thank you. This next poem is actually written, I wouldn't say for my father, but after my father, who worked as a waiter in many, many Chinese restaurants when I was a child. It's based on an incident I remember, and it becomes something else altogether. So the title of the poem is called I Stole That Ring Within Sight. I stole that ring within sight, rust glimmering under neon punk, under Canal Street's trash, its poverty for song, a sparrow, for distinction between rust or sun, dust or marrow. Mother brought her own ring some years before nights of glass shards, howling dogs, machine-gunned eyes, scent of MSG from father, sham. Swimming together away from China, he held to her feet, hair, her bloated belly. She filled me with sea, tentacles alight, his heart pure ink, regret. Dawn, 7 years, then 10 years later, she threw small stars into their dingy abyss. Father caught the keys each time. I watched him enter, burn peanut oil, eat bitter melon. Wages in his pocket jingled to nothing. For years, she wanted pieces of diamond, chipped opal, jade, some emblem of the Gold Mountain promised, and not my father's waiter shirt, archetypal badge of surrender, a sigh. He yells, "Where are my gold slippers, my throne, my heart, my sea?" Mother chokes salt, begins to fetch. 我偷嗰個電話唔見到，喺近口街好乾，乜嘢都乾，冇晒錢，有歌，有雀仔，但我哋唔知道乜嘢邋遢同埋乜嘢係太陽，乜嘢舊，乜嘢係心肝。我父母戴咗佢個戒指，年年未見過我，有根，有狗，有味精對我爸爸，全部都係好假嘅。佢哋喺中國走嚟，偷冇嚟，佢跟住我父母，佢跟住佢腳，佢跟住佢頭髮，佢跟住佢身，啲河一味跟住我，佢啲手乾到乜嘢咁，但佢心好苦，佢乜嘢都唔鍾意。7年之後，10年之後，我父母帶啲心肝嚟，帶啲星嚟，佢俾我爸爸。次次我爸爸嚟攞咗嗰啲星，我見到佢入嚟，我見到佢攞花生油、炸花生油、食苦瓜，佢啲錢乜嘢都冇晒。年年佢想我明星，佢想我抱，佢想我金門，但我爸爸係有白色，我爸爸係做婦人，佢而家好嬲，佢問我父母：我啲金係喺邊度啊？我唔係黃豆，我心喺邊度啊？啲河喺邊度啊？我父母一啲都唔講嘢，佢快啲走。Thank you.
So the next one is a completely new language that I hadn't heard of till today. Schizophrenia. Michael Mack graduated from the writing program at MIT. He is widely known for his lyric solo plays, Hearing Voices, Speaking in Tongues, chronicles his mother's life with schizophrenia.
Good evening, everyone. I think Jocelyn said it all about unity in diversity. I'm thrilled that I can be here with you guys tonight to celebrate our American unity and American diversity on the eve of this election. How many people have already voted? How many people can't wait to vote on Tuesday? How many people are too young to vote but can't wait to vote when the day comes? Yes. It's really been a symphony of language and culture tonight. And what I'm going to present is slightly different in that it's not related to a particular region in the world or a particular culture so much as it is related to a state of mind. My mom was diagnosed with schizophrenia when I was 5 years old, and she lived with it all her life. And her life was pretty typical of someone in the 1960s, the 70s, the 80s with a major mental illness. She was in and out of state hospitals and halfway houses and group homes and jails, and sometimes living on the streets. But in the last 16 years of her life, she came into her recovery. And so the poem that I'm going to share with you, one long poem, is about that movement from the streets into this new life. to celebrate her life. And you will notice two things about this poem. The first is that it has kind of a scriptural look and feel. My mom was a devout Catholic all her life, and so I want to honor that part of her life, that part of her language. But I also want to honor another part of her language. When she was really ill, her language had the feel of a kind of word salad that was difficult to understand at times. But when she was well, her language had an originality that I, as a poet, couldn't help but hear. So listen for those two parts of this poem, which is from the play that Mark mentioned. This poem is called Gospel of My Mother. And she wandered the earth, nor rudder, nor ray, nor a place to rest her head. She hoveled in subways and busways and doorways and jails. She corresponded with avenues and streets. She pick a nibble ate from alleyway cans. She lived a misery amidst the poor, and she begged. Nor place she had to wrestle her head. And the magistrates and authorities and or the docketeers of the law scratched their hats. They gargled among themselves, concentric what they would thus with her. She did not know what they would thus with her. And it came Tulip Pass, where it pedaled down from the north of Baltimore, of Villa Vanilla, a house on White Avenue which sitteth aside the city. To this house Anne went tender and taken. Yea, it was a Graceway house, the front porch wide, and a maple mix swayed in the yard. When breezes blew, the air rang tang tangerine with chimes. Inside the house were parrots and parakeets in spill silvery cages, and other sing-along birds also. Many plants and planetary vines divining inside the house. Behold, the owner of the house was named Luke, a blonde-dawn man of pink and genuine face. He welcomed Anne. And he dazed upon her raiment. He saw her wrappered in a man's raiment, whether it an army jacket and pants tetherette with rope and Reverie Reebok sneakers. How now Luke bought for her all mercy of skirts and blouses, and a four-mink coat from the Salvation Army, for a rich fur befitteth her. Too with his hands did Luke bloom wonders. He bobby-dolled her hair, and colorized auburn, what for which was once gray. And showered he her lipsticks and powders and other some womanly things. True, Luke saw she was unclean. He said it to her, Anne, you'll have to take a bath every day now. At this she gripped poor Shorely, terror-afraid. She had not bathed wetly in years, for she was stall fearful of waters, where illward spinnaker spirits. And thus it was that Margie, which means pearl, Margie would sit teeterly by the bathtub. And spirits triplicate, no waters with Margie by the tub, and did bathe and was made clean, and the spirit sipped diply, did not stir. And thus was Anne transfigured. Now the house of Luke was a fellowway house, with many wee creatures and people. The creatures some dwelling in the house were these: Mac the poodle, Kibble the Siamese kitten, a host of talk-it-all birds, and also bunnies. And bunnies and bunnies and bunnies and bunnies and bunnies. The people well dwelling in the house were these: Luke, who gathered the house, his sons Ricky C, and Ricky D, and Ricky E, whose ages were 11 and 13 and 14. Fitsitteth in the house were 5 called clients, like Anne there raised tingled of spirits. The oldest was Joe, who done ground his teeth, and to everyone he met he flew fiddle-a-riddle. Next was Orville, who spoke it to oracles, the radio air and the TV. Next was Ken, who cleaned at the clock of midnight. Next was Joyce, whose prayers were C's unceasing. And next was Margie, which means pearl. Now Anne had no niblets for teeth, as her teeth of neglect had far all fallen out years before, so she ate only soft foods, buttercup pancakes, and donuts. And Luke took her to a doctor who fashionated teeth, and he did fashion them and fit them in imminent her mouth. When Anne saw herself, she was astounderized. This is what she said. "I look like Frankenstein." Yay, away, a birthday party was held all holler in her honor, and many ready guests arrived. She tickled out her teeth and published them on the table. This so she might yum cake with her gums, as whistle her custom. In that same hour did the white teeth vanish. All in the house scratched high and low, but they could not find the teeth. Anne was one then untroubled. She sang, "I don't need 'em. I'm used to how I am." And some there pestered, she lost them on purpose. This Luke pondered and kept in habit his heart, and no more teeth were made for her. On the 4th day of the 2nd lune month, Luke gave hand to Anne money. Money, 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 money. At the sight of money, Anne was sore filibustered. High, hover the Holy Ghost. Haste she made to 7-Eleven rejoicing, and bought magazines and corn chips and cokes and candy and lottery tickets for everybody in the house. By evening, the money was a long-gone, lonesome woe song. In her lamentations, sigh high, filled it, the house. Luke said, "You made quick work of that. That was soap supposed to last you all week." Thereafter thee did he circular sum her money, so every day in every way she had it a little. Each day, too, did Luke give her medical pills in the bell of a Dixie cup. And it clanged to pass, the medicine short-circuit its work, and woke nights to run faucets, and open windows, and walk entity yard loud with God. Her mouth was a poor fair fury of words, so she could not eat for the talk. Tick-tock. Now there was a doctor in Baltimore called Dr. Larry Simon. He did minister mind the wealthy, but too did he mind the mind of Anne. He gave her new medicine, lambs in a lozenge medicine. She had no like for this or any concoction medicine, but she took it as it was written. Then came a day which was the Sabbath. Luke ticket Anne to the house of worship, the house over shores of whisper cherish. And as the people prayed, the Holy Ghost came conniption on Anne. She stood triple in the midst of them. She raised up high her hands. She lifted her eyes and cried, "I am the resurrection of Betty Davis." The people were thunderized. They bodily muttered among themselves, "What new teaching is this?" Luke patted Apple her shoulder and said, "Shush now, Anne, sit back down." Sit she did, and did she did, and sparkled no more there merrily on the new teaching. In the house of Luke did everyone there fair and square of work, and her work also, which was to rinsel cups and plates and locketh them in the dishwasher. In time upon time would Luke leave her money there in her care. She became participle the household, and trust was ever parasol on her. And it came true to pass. Anne's sons and daughters arrived from the far-flung ins and outs of the earth. They saw the yard ever chimes. They saw Luke's sons playing buddy rubber kickball. They saw the many wee birds and beasts and plants, the table laden with pizza pie, their mother in ruby-doo lipstick, and this they rejoiced. And thus it was that Anne came to live in the house of Luke, and walk blessed be inner the house, and blessed be outer the house, and glory be forth she carried a golden pocketbook, she stepped in sneakery feet, she walked the while of White Avenue, arm in arm with Margie, which means pearl. Book on the table if you're interested.
Umalani is a Zimbabwean American poet, author, speaker, singer, and educator who has performed internationally. She has also been featured on WGBH Suitcase Stories. I knew you looked familiar. Come on up.
Good evening. It's a privilege and a blessing to be here. So I literally grew up in a library. My mother is a librarian and archivist, and so I feel right at home here. So really blessed and honored to be here. I'm going to be sharing 2 short pieces from my book, Soul Psalms. Interesting, it's about voices, and one of the reasons I want to share what I want to share is because a lot of times women's voices are not heard, and so I want to dedicate what I'm about to share to all the women all over the world and to amplify their voices. So this is all about love and identity. Moyo wangu uri moyo wangu, moyo wangu uri moyo wangu, usambo kanganwa kuti, usambo kanganwa kuti wakanaka mwanasikana, usambo kanganwa kuti wakanaka mwanasikana. What gives me the strength? What gives me the strength to have my body kissed by the sun when sometimes all I really want to do is die? You see, sometimes I'm not strong enough to be weak before myself. Lay my heart as an offering to my future self, the woman I shall become. So don't worship me because I am not yet a queen, but perhaps that's the greatest ideal of royalty, sometimes not realizing your own strength. You see, I've been used, thoughts frayed at the edges, but I reclaim myself in the arms of my sisters whose words glue me back together again, and though my fingers bleed, still I pray on. In my years I have known incredible joy, but I've also known pain. My lips have been bruised, my heart has been bruised, but I'm still here. I am still here, beautiful and free, so don't pity me because the width of my thighs don't measure up to your predictions of beauty. You see, I was eulogized before my birth. They named rivers after me to wash away spit and filth. You see, you don't scare me. I'm a Black Panther, can't you see? When you look at me, I will send incantations of ancestral sounds, and I'll blaspheme with the rhythm of my native tongue. And don't dare ask me to translate. You see, the soles of my feet, the soles of my feet are thick. They're not soft like maiden hands that sleep in gloves. The soles of my feet are thick with history. And my skin has scars, patchwork quilt of memories, and even though the wounds have healed, still there's an aching where they tore at me. You see, I used to want to hang the skin I'm in, put it up for auction to the highest bidder so I could get rid of myself. I used to want to hang the skin I'm in, put it up for auction to the highest bidder so I could get rid of myself. But I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I love myself. I love myself. Realizing that there's only one woman worthy of being me, only one woman worthy of telling my story, our story. So take me as I am. Take me as I am, bruised lips, broken heart, dreams, womb level, they grow. And as they grow, so do we. When we truly celebrate the she in we, true queens, royalty, Thank you. This next piece is a love poem. I think the most revolutionary thing you can do is love someone. So I want to leave you with that. Mudi wangu sandisie, mudi wangu sandisie, mudi wangu sandisie. Mudi wangu urikutanga kwangu nekupera, uri nyenyedzi mudenga rangu, uri ruwa remwoyo wangu, hapana mazwi anonyatsanangura kudzama kwerudo rwangu. Ndinogona kukuimbira kushinga wachema misodzi yeruzivo, ndinogona kukunyorera tsamba, hapana mazwi anonyatsanangura kudzama kwerudo rwangu. Ndinokutaurira seiko kudzama kwerudo rwangu? Ndinokutaurira sei? Ndakakupa zuva riya ndakakupa mwoyo wangu, uchaziya here zuva riya ndakakupa mwoyo wangu, saka wane mbiri mudikani, wane mbiri. My love, there's not a day that goes by that I don't think of you. You are the rising and the setting of the sun. You are the captor of my thumping heart. You are the stars in my personal sky. How can I tell you the depths of my love? Can I sing you a song until you cry tears of understanding? Can I write you poems so you can see the depth of my love? They are no words, my love. Do you remember? Do you remember that day underneath the wattle tree? Do you remember? We sat underneath the wattle tree and I gave you my heart that day. I gave you my heart that day. So now you have two, my love. Now you have two. Thank you.
He's a colleague of mine that I just met today who also teaches over at Massasoit Community College. Edouard obtained a Master's of Arts in English from the University of Memphis and a Master's of Divinity from Mid-America Baptist Theological Seminary. He's a talented percussionist who also delights in African motif paintings. So we're gonna have to bring you back when we do some music here. So we're looking forward to it. Come on up.
I brought with me tonight 3 concerns. Please permit me to share those 3 concerns. First, I believe all immigrants must speak English, standard English. That's the first concern. The second concern, I believe our mother tongues do not readily translate into standard English. So permit the immigrants to evolve their own style, tolerate them while they are evolving so that they can be what they meant to be. The third concern, I believe that no 2 languages readily translate into each other. There has to be patience. We have to tolerate immigrants. Because when you take a language, the mother tongue from an immigrant, you have taken their being, you've divided them into 2, and half of them is lost. Do not coerce them. Allow them to evolve. Those are the 3 concerns. Thank you. I have only one piece tonight I'm sharing with you. And this is for the royalty. This is for all those in authority. I will first of all read in my language. And you see the passion in me, like I have seen in other faces when they speak their mother tongue. But when we speak the other one, our language, here, there's a little bit of artificiality. I don't know, but I see something which is not natural, but we have to learn how to do it gradually. Tolerate us. This is for the royalty, the invincibility of the monarch. I'm reading in Yoruba language first, then I translate to English. Kábíyèsí, aláṣẹ èkejì òrìṣà, ìgbín ká, ẹ̀bìtì ká, bẹ́bìtì ò bójú kò lè gbàgbín Olújídé, kátàkó ẹkùn ká ní tajá lẹ́nu. Ta ló jẹ́ gbéná wojú ẹkùn lójú? Aláṣẹ ìkejì òrìṣà. Adé rẹ kò ṣeé fowó rà, olórí rẹ kò ṣeé yàn láàyò. Ìwọ ló nílùú. Aláṣẹ èkejì òrìṣà. Kábíyèsí. Now in English, very short piece, just the translation. Your Excellency, indestructible as a giant snail, a giant snail shell, indissoluble like the rock of Gibraltar. Your price, no one is able to pay. Your princess, no one is able to take. Treacherous snail cannot crush the snail nurtured in your palace. Hoof of a tiger, kicking the enemies in the mouth to death. Second in command to the deities, who brandishes a ray of lamp in tiger's face? Who dishes your meal in a dirty bowl? You own the city. You own your subject. Second in command to the deities, Kábíyèsí, Your Highness. Thank you.
Brazilian American poet living in Boston. Gustavo's passion and love for poetry trace back to childhood wonders and play with words. Gustavo.
I would like to say that I'm thrilled and happy to be here with all of you, and extend a thank you to Philip, Mark, and Paul for this great evening of putting us together. Also, I would like to dedicate 11 seconds of my time to the Jewish community from Pittsburgh and all over the world. Poetismo. Na esperança lembro, no lembrar espero, no esperar desespero. Fecho os olhos e aguento o mundo lá dentro do amanhã que quero hoje, antes que encerre a vida deste membro. Lá se vai a hora a qual eu berro, passada é outrora, presente erro, aguardo com esperança, passado só lembranças. Poeticism. In hope I remember, Remembering, I hope, and if waiting, I despair, close the eyes and bear. The world inside trembles over tomorrow I desire today, before expires the life of this member. There goes the hour to which I utter, the past is your present, I may err, yet wait with hope, enchant, the past, only remembrances. Aclamação às mãos. Traços espalhados no espaço prestes, inspeção imaginada adianta pressa. Mãos a trepar, mover-se por árvores, cultivar a terra, plantar semente, nutrir-se. Minhas mãos, voz que move a meu favor, quando o silêncio cai, na tua quando o silêncio cai, tua sombra espaça de cachorro latindo e pássaros voando, deco, palmas para cima, alcança mãos, fotografa mãos alcançadas em desenho de meia conchas, deixadas por outras mãos com dedos cruzados, modo de oração e paz como desejado. Prontas para servir, mãos ainda a lidar com o sinal, que mãos juntas suportam e abraçam rodovias, veredas de veias influindo com graça. Acclamation to hands. Scattered traces in space, pronely imagined inspection, forward presses, hands to climb, to move through trees, break up soil, plant seeds to nurture me. Dear hands, moving voice in my behalf, when silence settles your sparse shadows of barking dogs and flying devils and flying doves deco, face up, reach hands, photograph hands reached in half-shell design left by other hands with fingers crossed, prayers and peace molds as pleased, ready to serve hands yet to handle the sign, the joint hands support and embrace, crossroads of veins in flows with grace.
Thank you very much, Gustavo. We're going to go to French. My colleague and dear friend, Joseph Pollica. Joseph was born in Haiti, is the author of 3 poetry collections, a short story book, and a novel, just to name a few. An author that captures people's lives through his multiple disciplinary talents as a writer, a poet, a minister, and a counselor. Joe, come on.
Good evening, everyone. Diversité dans l'unité. Ô Dieu de l'univers, jette ton regard sur tes enfants, sur cette terre que tu nous as léguée. Aide-nous à nous unir dans la diversité. Tu nous as modelés dans différentes formes. Tu nous as teintés de différentes couleurs. Dans l'Amérique qui s'érige en arc-en-ciel, en étendard multicolore. Ô Dieu de l'univers, déverse sur nous ta pluie qui tombe du ciel. Que la croix renverse les obstacles qui bloquent le chemin de l'unité. Que la diversité nous élève, nous fortifie. Aide-nous à accepter nos différences noires, rouges, jaunes ou blancs. Ne nous sommes pas tous humains. Ne nous sommes pas tous l'espèce la plus intelligente de la création. Sourions donc sans froncer les sourcils. Nettoyons-nous de cette tâche. Nous appartenons tous à une même famille. Libérons-nous de la chaîne de discorde pour exhiber ta splendeur. Ouvrons les portes de nos cœurs pour qu'enfin entre l'amour. Ô Dieu de l'univers, qui que nous soyons sur notre terre, chantons ensemble ce beau cantique. Chantons d'un seul accord. En tant que l'action civilisée, c'est ce que vaut la diversité. Nous sommes les enfants de ciel Seigneur. Ne soyons pas contrôlés par des esprits puissants. Cela nous divise et nous déshumanise. Que notre être témoigne la bonté du Seigneur. Ô Dieu de l'univers, ouvrons-nous grands nos sens. Comprendrons l'importance de la diversité. Quelle que soit notre apparence physique, notre sang est de la même couleur. Nous avons une diversité de sciences, mais nous vivons tous dans l'unité d'un univers. O God of the universe, take a look at us, your creations, in this flimsy world you have left us. Help us to unite in diversity. Though you have knitted us in different shapes, tinted us with different colors, a splendid composition like the clouds in the sky. In America, diversity makes us so high. Together, we are so beautiful. Like a rainbow in multicolored banner, so gracious and dutiful. O God of the universe, pour generously your rain, water on us falling down from the sky. May the cross reverse obstacles towards the path of diversity. Diversity raises us, diversity strengthens us. O divine creator, help us to embrace our differences, black, red, yellow, white, and brown. Aren't we all human? We are the most unique species of your creation. Give us wisdom to smile without breaking the perpetual freshness of love. Banish hatred forevermore. Let's rid our hearts of that calamity. Differences and unity coveted inside a flawed but beloved community. Nations, yes, but new republics made of gratefulness and transcendent bonds. Free us from the chains of contentions to exhibit your splendor. And open the door of our hearts to be precise and tender. O God of the universe, wherever we are on our land, let's sing together this distinctive song. Let us sing in one accord. As civilized nations, know what diversity is worth. We are the children of one universe. Do not be controlled by potent minds that divide us and dehumanize us. Give us the knowledge to embrace diversity as a blessing for. To know living in unity is a sweet record, and allow our beings to testify goodness, O Lord. O God of the universe, help us open up our senses to understand the significance of diversity. Whatever our physical appearances, our blood runs cold and warm as single humanity of colors. We have a diversity of sciences, and it is for us as humans to create alliances. We all live in unity of a universe. Diversity for us is a benediction, not a curse. Thank you.
And I can tell you for sure that his church is a very welcoming church. I went there the first time. I didn't tell you, Joe is one of my fellow library trustees. We have a great board, very diverse, representing Brockton. Okay, now we're going to get to a language that I know a little bit about, not as much as I should, Hebrew. Matthew Rosenthal is a local poet with publications in small press publications. Let's see if I can remember the Hebrew from back in the day. Matthew.
Thank you. Well, first I want to thank Gustavo for his recognition of our pain, what we've suffered in the last few days. There's a lot of bigotry and hatred in the world, but this particular event threw me back on myself. So I thought I would share a prayer with you, a little bit of Jewish culture. This is a prayer that we say maybe 4 or 5 times during every service that we have. They may have actually been saying a version of it at the moment of this event. They're all different forms of the prayer, and this is the mourner's version. It's called the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash me Rabbah, Ve'alma dirvra kir hutei, Ve'amachlich malchutei b'chayachon v'yomachon u'v'chay dechol Beit Yisrael, B'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam u'lemeila, Yit baracha v'yishtabacha v'yit paracha v'yit roman v'yit naseh v'yit hadar v'yit halel v'yit halal shmei d'kudisha. Birchu. Lala min kol birkata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata dema'arim be'ama v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamayim v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ose shalom bimromav, huya se shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. In English, amen. Magnified and sanctified be the great name of God in the world created according to the divine will. May God's sovereignty soon be established in our lifetime and that of the entire house of Israel, and let us say Amen. May God's great name be praised to all eternity. Hallowed and honored and extolled and exalted, adored and acclaimed be the name of the Blessed One, whose glory is above all praises. Hymns and songs of adoration which human beings can utter, and let us say Amen. May God grant abundant peace and life to us, all of us, and to all of Israel, and let us say Amen. May God, who ordains harmony in the universe, grant peace to us, all of us, and to all Israel, and let us say Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. I've had a little practice with that one in the last year. I lost my dad at 90, and my dad spoke 5 Romance languages, English, Hebrew, and Yiddish, all the way till he was 90. Way better than me. Next up, we have Armenian. So we have Sandra J. Topalian. Hope I said that right. Sandra is currently the co-founder and the CAO of Soar Without Limits, Hail Through the Arts, which pairs artwork of people with disabilities with poetry from inspired poets. We had a wonderful program here that I was privileged to attend, and I'm looking forward to hearing more. Come on up, Sandra.
Pariegak. Tareregan tareran san echmiadzin. Kohimenan sharj uan sasan echmiadzin. Chest sarager turmar keren aroria. Tu shohagark lusochoran echmiadzin. This poem, as you could tell, was about Echmiadzin. And for those of you who don't know, it's the mother church of all Armenians, and it's in Yerevan, Armenia. And it's the oldest cathedral in the world. It was built in the year 301, and just about the time when the Armenians were the first nation to declare Christianity as their religion, or our religion. I am an imposter here tonight. I am not a poet. I'm actually a mathematician, but I'm reading this because this church has steadfastly been the one cohesive bond for all the Armenians all over the world. I mean, we're everywhere. And this has been the rock. And I just wanted you to see a picture of it. Now, I'm just going to translate this poem. Centuries came and centuries passed. Echmiadzin. Your foundation is immobile and unshaken, Echmiadzin. You are not handcrafted by ordinary humans. You are bursting light from the holy altar, Echmiadzin. In the darkness, you brighten up like a lantern. You illuminated our hearts with eternal spark. On this gloomy world, you are illustrious. You are an indistinguishable lighthouse of liberty, Echmiadzin. You gathered the scattered flock to a safe sheepfold. May we be safe and firm under your protection. With the holy blessing of Krikor, may you blossom peacefully. Glory to you, our unmatched protector, Echmiadzin. And thank you. I wish everybody in the United States could be here tonight.
Well, they're going to get to see it again on cable TV a few times. I run the station so we can add. I do need to apologize because I skipped someone by accident. I do have a script, but I was enthralled with everybody, so I messed up. We're going to have Urdu with Dr. Kareem A. Sharif, who was born in a small town in Pakistan. Kareem is a professor of biology and another one of my colleagues at Massasoit Community College. Apologies for skipping you.
Well, first of all, I thank you all for coming here and organizing such a wonderful event today where we could hear so many different voices of diversity. I know we are at the end of the program and we do not have much time. I wish to say more, but I would skip all that. And I would present two of my poems. Urdu is a Romance language, and it deals a lot with romance and philosophy. And there are so many different forms of poems or poetry in there. And today I have chosen one free verse, which is still bound by the rhythm, but it's called free verse. And the other is ghazal, which I will explain later. So first in Urdu and then in English. The title is Wo Waqt, that moment. And understand this is coming from a believer who believes in whatever you do is bound to come around to you in a more profound way. So that moment. Kab tak yun hi rahega, aakhir to zulm hi hai, ek din to khatm hoga. लेकिन ये याद रखो इस जुल्म का नतीजा ये मेरे सामने हैं कुछ मुल्तजी सी आँखें उतरे हुए हैं चेहरे जैसे जमी हो इन पे जबरो जफा की कालक होंठों पे पपड़ियाँ हैं पिचके हुए शिकम हैं फैले हुए शिकम हैं आँखों में भी नमी है पूरा बदन पितर है आंखों में खामोशी है, इस खामोशी में लेकिन एक दास्तां भरी है। कोई नहीं सहारा, सब बेखबर हैं गोया, लेकिन समझ रहे हो कोई नहीं सहारा, मजबूत है सहारा। वो वक्त याद रखो है जुल्म करने वालों, ये एक एक कतरा तुमसे जवाब लेगा। ये उतरे उतरे चेहरे जबरो जफा की कालक, पिचके हुए शिकम भी, फैले हुए शिकम भी, आँखों की खामोशी भी, होंठों की पपड़ियाँ भी। तुम पर वो वक्त होगा, ये वक्त कट रहा है, वो वक्त ना कटेगा। So the translation is, how long shall it continue? After all, it is nothing but oppression. It is bound to end one day. However, do remember, O you who oppress, the outcome of this cruelty will surely show itself. I see before me some beseeching eyes. Their faces are downcast, as if they have been overshadowed with the darkness of tyranny and oppression. Their lips are dry. Among them are diminishing bellies and swelling bellies. The eyes are wet. The whole body is dripping. There is silence in their eyes, but this silence is filled with a long story. There is no one to give support, as if all are oblivious. But do you really think that they have no support? Nay, forget not the watcher. Remind yourself of that moment. O you, the oppressors, you will be held answerable to each and every drop. These very gloomy faces, the darkness of the tyranny and oppression, the diminishing bellies as well as the swelled bellies, the silence of the eyes and the dryness of the lips, that moment will be upon you. These moments are passing by, those moments will not. Thank you, thank you. So the other is, which I mostly do my poetry in that form, that is called ghazal. And in ghazal, you have to write 2 lines to complete the whole subject matter within 2 lines. So that leaves a lot to your imagination. Okay? But these 2 lines have to be rhymed. First 2 lines have to be rhymed, and there's a phrase that repeats itself throughout the poem. So every alternate line has to be rhymed and repeated. So that is called ghazal. And ghazal is mostly in romance. Actually, ghazal from the deer. That's where it comes from, ghazal. And what I will do, since it is 2 lines independent of each other, I will be translating 2 lines at a time. Okay, so you can follow what it is. खिज़ां ऐसी भी आई, दिल की वीरानी नहीं जाती. बहार आई, मगर गुल की परेशानी नहीं जाती. It's pretty timely, by the way. An autumn came in such a way that the desolation of heart goes not away. Spring has already arrived, but the gloom in the flower goes not away. मेरे महबूब का यूं तज़किरा था रंग महफिल में, अभी तक जज्बाए दिल में है तू यानी नहीं जाती. They had talked once about my beloved in that dazzling company, like this. Since then I got overwhelmed such that the storm of my heart goes not away. सदाएं दे रहे हैं सब दरो दीवार और कूचे, मेरी जान लौट आ, इस घर की सुनसानी नहीं जाती. The doorsteps, the walls, and the yard of my home are all calling out to you. Return, O my love, as without you the desolation of this home goes not away. हुआ है जिंदगी का दायरा कुछ इस तरह हायल, हुए आज़ाद घर बैठे हैं जिंदानी नहीं जाती. This is a very interesting thought here, which you can also picture in I Have a Dream of our famous hero, King. What I'm saying is that the life has come to such a circle of entanglements that I have already been freed, sitting in my home, but the state of captivity goes not away. And you can, as I said, the ghazal can be left a lot to your imagination. So in love also, the captivity has a completely different connotation. So captivity goes not away. And लबे तृष्णा ने पाया लम्स शीरीं ख्वाब में हर चंद, हलावत बांटते हैं शक्कर अफशानी नहीं जाती. That although my thirsty lips received a touch of sweetness only in a dream, they now continue spreading this sweetness around while their own sweetness goes not away. And the last one I will read is, मिटाए से भला मिटती हैं तहरीरें सदाकत की, बुझाते हैं दिया पर इसकी ताबानी नहीं जाती. That the writings of truth cannot be erased by merely using an eraser. Okay? The writings of truth cannot be erased merely using an eraser. They try to put off the lamp, but its illumination goes not away. Thank you.
I certainly knew we had a lot of talent at Massasoit, but I didn't know quite how much. Biology and poetry, amazing. So we're close to the end of our program. Last but certainly not least, Polish. Gregory L. Zagloba? I got it, good. Gregory began his career convinced that he should become a priest. However, after spending a few years in the seminary, he decided that the military was a better choice. He is currently trying to figure out what to do tomorrow. I love that one. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. This is actually the first time I've actually written a poem and translated it into Polish. And Polish is one of those languages that does not translate very easily word for word. So if you know Polish, it'll be off a little bit. And also, what I'd like to do is apologize to people who know Polish, because this Polish is spoken with a Manhattan Polish accent, okay? So, you know, it's not the real Polish. And the poem actually comes from, I've had the time in the last couple of years to do a lot of research into Central European, the whole society there in the 16th, 17th, and 18th century. And I come to find out that it was not the time you wanted to be alive, unless you were very rich and wealthy and nobles. Everybody else had a horrible time. They're barely substance. And this sort of, after reading all this, and it's a real downer actually, after reading all this, this is basically my reflection on that. And if you want, there could be some reflection on today's society also, okay? And this is the Polish one. A gdzie zbriga widzi moja ta rada, wisak to przykaka na rusi. Ak wrada jemu za życia wrada i wrada jego ze dusi, nie tobi i grać przez zelbrinkne tone. Lub nurkim puskać w grab jasna. Surowa synia ciało poklonie, ose fe zwirem zakashna. And now for the English translation, also with a Manhattan accent. Okay. Where is your oath? Where is my advice? Who breaks the pledge must bear his faith. For who is he who lives in sin, and woe is his evil soul? For sullen soil shall be your bride, and gravel shall your eyelids seal. Your soul shall wait 1,000 years beneath this tree that fathoms all. The flames of hell shall be your faith in never quenching heat and squall. Thank you.
Give yourselves a round of applause, and we had a great audience too. So we've come to the end of our night. I just want to let you all know this was recorded for Brockton Community Access, which is the local cable channels here in Brockton. It'll be on Channel 9 and Channel 12 because it's part of the library's part of the government. So we get to put it on the government channel. You don't get to watch just meetings, okay? And we'll make copies available as well. So, and YouTube, yes. I'm going to introduce Paul, who is the director. I thank you all. I got quite an education and I enjoyed myself very much. Usually I'm pretty tired on a Friday night. I just want to go hang out at home. But tonight, you guys inspired me. And I thank you all very much. Paul, come on up.
Thank you to each and every poet who contributed tonight. It was amazing, an amazing event. And I also have to thank Philipposaurus and Jason Baptiste, who really spearheaded this, put this together. I'll be brief. There's some food upstairs from Vicente's Market, and there's a photo booth up there. Why don't you all go on up and eat a little bit and take a photo, have some fun, and we'll call it a night. Thank you.